Mr. Madala, you still under oath?
Uyakhunjuzwa ngesifungo sithathelwe mfethu.
Yes.
Please note. Now, after attending this identification parade, what happened next?
Yini ke eyenzeka emuva kwale ID parade okwakuye kuya?
I think sabuyela back endlini.
I think we went back to the house.
Yes.
Mase siwatholile amafoni wethu because sihamba sawalanda ne. Mase sawalanda police station. Mase siwatholile kunomfana wangikhaba umbhuti wangikhaba bathi uMandla.
Okay.
Uyena ongimali ukubuyela emuva eDurban.
Once we had gotten our phones back, because we went to the police station to get our phones, so we received them, and there's a gentleman who accompanied me. His name is Mandla. He's the one who gave me money to travel back to Durban.
Which police station is it where you went to get the?
Nayo wathatha kuyiphi police station amafonini? I'm not certain, my lord, with police station, whether it was Fort Lawrence, but I'm not certain.
Now, for how long did you stay up here in Johannesburg before going back to KwaZulu-Natal?
Wahlala isikhathi esingakanani ke la eGoli ngaphambilini kokuthi ubuyele eDurban?
Uma nginaliphutha ngicabanga ukuthi insuku ezintathu.
If I'm not mistaken, I think it was 3 days.
Did the identification parade happen within the 3 days that you've just mentioned?
So i-ID parade lena waya kuyona-ke noma nayo kuyona-ke yenzeka kuleso sikhathi leso seyinsuku ezintathu.
Yebo.
Yes.
You earlier testified that at some point you were requested to draw a sketch of the person the first assailant who had dreadlocks on.
Kuke athi ke ngaphambilini kobufakazi bakho ke kunacela ukuthi nidwebeke umuntu loyana noma kulo owokuqala wangena lo wayena ama dreadlocks. That's correct.
Did this,
What do you mean by sketch plan?
I think a sketch, the witness said a sketch.
This
Yes. Can you just explain what you mean by a sketch?
identikit or is it
Yes.
by sketch? I don't understand.
Yes, there's the identikit, my lord. Yes.
Yes.
When did that happen?
Okay. Lena ke uthi kwathiwa ke anidwebeke noma awudwebe noma anidwebe kwenzeka nini lokho? Whilst I was still around here before I could go back home.
Yes.
Did this happen before or after the identification parade?
Ingaba lokho kwakungaphambilini noma emuva kwe ID parade.
Ngisakhumbula kuphi esakwenza kuqala but sakwenza kwethu angisazi kuphi esaqala ngakho ngisakhumbula kuphi esaqala kodwa sakwenza kwethu.
I don't know which was first and which followed after, but we did both, but I don't know which one did we start with.
And this occasion where you were requested to compile an identification kit, where did this take place?
Lokhu kona ke ukuthi nicela ukuthi nidwebeke kwenzeka kuphi kona?
Kwenzeke e-police station.
At the police station.
Which one?
Yiphi yona?
I think it's a force. If nginali but I think it's a force. No?
If I'm not mistaken, I think it was in Fort Lauderdale.
If you can perhaps just elaborate as to what happened during this occasion.
Uma ngaba ungachaza kabanzi ke ukuthi yini eyenzeka ngalelo hlandla lelo.
Basisa bekunalo umuntu oyi-artist lo wasichazela nje before siqale.
There was this person who was an artist who gave us an explanation before we could start.
Yes.
Yebo.
What explanation?
One ichazela wathini.
Bayasichazela ukuthi akunasidingo sokuthi ungaze umuntu udweba lo akubonile lokho kubonile.
What the person said was that a person would then draw what he or she saw.
Who was to draw?
Ubani wayezodweba?
Owayezodweba
Amagama kokudweba nina noma ubani wayedweba?
uyena owayedweba thina sichaza ukuthi umuntu kanjani. Uye
Okay,
owayedweba.
he's the one who would be doing the drawing. We would give a description of how the person was.
And did you give a description?
Not wachaza ke wena.
Yeah, khona ngachaza nami khona lapho.
Yes, there was a description that I gave there.
Yes. And which description did you give?
Wachaza
Did you give, in
wathini?
other words, you mentioned that there were two suspects in the house. Which description did you give?
Nanjengoba ushilo ukuthi kwakunabantu ababili endlini. Wachaza wathini wena? Okay, ngakaphendula.
Objection, my lord, that's a leading question.
I'm sorry, Malat, I'll just rephrase it. Which description did you give?
Wachaza wathini?
Basibuza ngalo wena umuntu wangena endlini epractice baba ukuthi ube kanjani.
They asked us about the person that came into the house carrying a firearm, as to how that person looked like.
Yes?
Yes.
Yeah.
Did you give any other description, or was this the only description that you gave?
Wachaza nje lokho kuphela namakhono okunye wachaza.
No, sadweba lokhu ngachaza lokhu okuyikona ababesibuzela khona because basibuza ukuthi umuntu wangena endlini ephethe isibhamu ube kanjani.
I only described that which I was asked about, because we were asked about the person that came into the house carrying a firearm, as to how that person looked like.
Yes.
Yes?
Was an identification kit of that person then compiled?
Ingaba ke wasedwetshwa ke lowo muntu lo?
Yebo.
Yes.
Yes?
My lord, at this stage, the state asks permission to introduce a new exhibit. It will be Exhibit J. We are still busy with Exhibit H, my lord. We'll skip I. It's a 9-page document, my lord, consisting of the first 3 pages the statement by Warrant Officer Steenkamp that the state will be calling at the later stage.
Sorry, my lord, can't we name the document as a facial image analysis report?
I didn't hear you.
My lord, I was suggesting that we name this document as a facial image analysis report, my lord.
Yes.
The document.
Yes.
Yes?
Indeed, but that will be Exhibit J. On the list of exhibits, when we describe it, it will be described as the facial image analysis report. If I can ask that the image be shown.
No, no, objection, my lord. The witness has not yet given the description
Yes.
at the
Well,
station before we
yes.
come into this exhibit.
Yes, as the court pleases. I think the witness has testified that they were asked to describe the person who had dreadlocks on. What description did you give?
Wachaza wathini ke?
Noma ngasakhumbuli kahle but engangikhumbula ukuthi wayene neslave nyana namehla amakhulu nama-dread ashort.
So shut up, although I can't remember properly, my lord, what I did say, what I do remember, what he had this little chin and big eyes and short dreadlocks.
What does it mean when you say he had some chin? I mean,
That's a little, he said little flavor, yeah. Uchuktin said little chin.
Then slave nyana
The little one, no, the small one. Ne?
nephumanyana.
well, when he says little, it becomes, when you say he had some chin, everyone has a chin.
I think he said small chin.
I use the word little, yes.
Yes.
Any other distinguishing features that you gave?
Khona okunye okwakuchaza?
Ya ngaphandle kwalokho ngikhumbula okunye.
Other than that, I can't remember anything else.
Thank you. If you can answer the image, then be shown.
Yes.
Do you recognize the image?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, another one.
Yes.
Yes. I remember it.
Yes, another one.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, as which ones? You remember these images as which ones?
Ukhumbula nanjengesiphi le ithombe lesi?
Lesa sisidweba police station.
It's the one that was drawn at the police station.
And just for record purposes, this is the image of which suspect?
Lesi-ke isithombe esamuphi umsolwa?
The one ongene kuqala lo obemfishane.
The one who came in first, the short one.
Yes.
Earlier on in your evidence, you mentioned that the second assailant or second suspect was tall. Are there any other distinguishing features that you can give of the second assailant?
Ngaphambilini ke kubufakazi bakho ushilo wathi owesibili ke wayemude. Kukhona ke okukunye nje ongachaza ngaphandleni nje kwalokho ukuthi wayemude.
Ubeka khathi nje. Nje yakhe bikhathiwe nje.
His beard was cut, my lord. He had shaved his beard.
Yes.
Yeah, if can you just demonstrate, if you say his beard was cut, what do you mean?
Usho ukuthini?
Ayitrinyiwe.
It was trimmed.
Yeah.
Yes. Did you perhaps notice his height?
Engabe wambheka mhlasimbe ubude noma i-height yakhe?
Yeah, wayemude.
Yes, he was.
Ngembambile. Wayembambele wayemude.
Yes, he was tall because Senzo was holding him. So he was tall.
His body features?
Emzimbeni?
Wayengamkhulu.
He was-
Wayemncanyana nje kahle ngomzimba. Wayengamkhulu, engakhuluphalanga, wayesilele.
He wasn't big, my lord. He was, the weakness mentioned, he was slender.
Yes.
And how many assailants did you see on that particular night?
The house.
Yes, in the house.
Laphayana endlini ke bangaki abantu owababona kulaba ke abezohlasela bangaki owababona?
Babili kuphela abantu abangemuhle.
Only 2 people entered the house.
Yes.
And more or less, what time did this incident happen?
Isikhathi isehlakalo lesi esenzeka ngaso kwakuba isikhathi kwenzeka kwalokho.
Nginayisho ngesikhathi but don't kwakudlala igame ye-Chelsea ne-Manchester United.
I'm not certain about the time, but there was a game on between Chelsea and Manchester United,
But kwasekulate.
but it was late already.
Was that game still on when they
Isaqhubeka leyo game leyo nkathi kwenzeka lokho.
I'm not sure noma isiphelile yini game.
I'm not certain as to whether the game had finished already.
You mentioned that you had to go later the day to the party of one of the players, Mr. Roy Mahamudza, who was supposed to attend that party.
Ushilo ke ngaphambilini ukuthi kwakufanele kwakunale party kwakufanele niye kuyona kaRoy Mahamudza. Kwakuwobani noma kwakuwubani noma kwakuwobani ababefanele baye kuleyo party leyo.
Sanke kwakuzohamba mina no Senzo no Mthokozisi.
It myself, Senzo and Thokozisi were going to attend.
And what was the plan? When would you have attended the party?
Iplan yayihamba kanjani ke nanizoya nini epartini?
Kwafanele siye ngayi Sunday because ngumsenzo bekathola ama calls but bengayazi ukukhuluma nobani.
We were supposed to go on the Sunday, and Senzo kept on receiving calls, but I didn't know as to who he was talking to.
But you were at the Krumalos on that particular evening. When would you have attended the party?
Kodwa ke ngaleso sikhathi leso nani kwakhumalo nanizo suka ninike lapho niye epartini.
Angazi ke sasizohamba ngonke lokho kwakukusenza because uyena wayezositshela ukuthi asambeni or siyangakuphi uyena wayezositshela sasizozwa ngayo usenzo.
I don't know when would we have left because everything was we were relying on Senzo. He's the one that was going to tell us which direction to take, when were we supposed to leave.
And there in the hallway or at the door where you saw the first assailant who had dreadlocks on, how was visibility there?
Kule ndawo lena ke oshoyo kuyona ukuthi lona oqala wambona emikhona ke la kwangenamnyango khona. Kwakukanjani lapha yana ngokumayelana ukuthi nokubonakala kwakukanjani?
Bonakala kanjani? Understand.
Can you clarify that?
Yes. The incident happened in the evening, is that correct?
Lokhu kwenzeka kusebusuku angithi.
Yeah.
Yes.
Were the house lights already on at that stage?
Ngaleso sikhathi lawo leso ke ama lights asendlini ayese on vele. I can't remember whether the lights were on. I can't remember.
But there where the the first assailant was, who had dreadlocks, how was visibility then?
Kule ndawo awaye kuyona ke noma kule ndawo ayemi kuyona ke lona oyinama dreadlocks kwaku kanjani ke isimo lapho sokuthi ngabona sokubona.
Since wayemekilungu kule space esingene le dining lapha ngomnyango. I don't think khona umuntu owayesendlini owangiyakhona ukumbona. The position abemi kuyo.
Seeing that he was standing there, my lord, where that opening, I don't think, and that is now leading to the dining room, I don't think anyone who was inside the house would not have been able to see him at that from that position where the person was standing.
Reason ngisho njalo bekangeke asuke lo mfana wachika yophusha umuntu angamboni uphusha umuntu ombonayo wayethi behleli kule sofa opposite nathi so thina singala siyabuka ngala so bona bangani so wayengeka suka yophusha umuntu angamboni obviously wambona nje bemphusha.
The reason why I'm saying that, my lord, there's no way that Chico's son would have just pushed someone that he couldn't see. So surely he saw the person, hence he pushed him.
But was there any source of light?
Kukhona okwakukhanyisa.
Since bekudlala TV.
Because the TV was on.
Yes. Any other source of light?
Khona okunye.
I
can't remember anything else. I don't want to say something that I don't know.
And there in the kitchen, how was visibility?
Ekitchen khona ke isimo sokuthi kubonakale sasi kanjani. One could see. There's no way that you couldn't see. One could see.
Was there any source of light there in the kitchen?
Kukhona kwakhanyisa ekitchen. The question regarding the lights, hence I'm saying that I can't remember whether the lights were on or not.
Because at dining in the light. Obviously, ngeke ngabikho light kitchen. If ngithi dining, angisakhumbula kwakukhanya. Obviously, I would have.
Because there's a light in the dining room, so obviously there is also a light in the kitchen as well. And seeing that uthi kwakukakhanyi dining.
Okay. But the TV
as also I'm saying that the light was not on, but the TV was. I can't remember whether the light was on, but the TV was playing.
And do you remember more or less how long the incident took place?
Usakhumbula ukuthi kukonke lokho kwenzeka isikhathi esingakanani noma kwathatha isikhathi esingakanani?
Angazi because makuqhuma isibhamu ngokusheshsha. After kuqhuma isibhamu mina ngabaleka ngawungena ekamereni. So angana ukubahlala isikhathi esingakanani labantu noma ngasonto isikhathi eside but angazi because ngabashiya khona ekitchen immediately makuqhuma isibhamu ngabaleka ngawungena ekamereni.
I don't know because I said that immediately when the firearm went off, I ran into the bedroom. So I don't know whether how long the others stayed on there because I just ran into the bedroom.
Did you perhaps notice where the deceased was at that stage when you ran into the second bedroom?
Ingaba waqaphela yini ukuthi umufi wayekuphi nendawo nkathi wena ubaleka ke uya ekamereni?
Akekho sendlini engambotho wayaphi because mina ngabalekela ebedroom. Angazi abanye babalekela kuphi.
There's no one who was in the house who I saw as to where they were at the time because I ran into the bedroom, so I did not see where they ran to.
Did you see what happened to Mtoko? You mentioned that the deceased was busy with the second assailant and that Kelly's mom, Zandi, and their mom were busy with the first suspect. Did you see where Mr. Twala was? Mtoko is Twala?
Ukuthi angithi uSenzo yena wayekuloya wesibili omude ngabe uKelly uma wakhe noZandi beshaya omunye bona ingabe yena umthoko uyazi ukuthi ngaleso sikhathi kwenzeka lokho wayekuphi umthoko yena umthoko sisithwala
ngangambhekanga umthoko.
I wasn't looking at Mtoko.
La only thing engicabanga nje lapha ukuthi ngisave impilo yami abanye abantu ngangababhekanga ukuthi lenzani.
The only thing that I was concentrating on there was to save my life, so I wasn't looking as to where the others were running to.
And just to get clarity on this aspect, how many shots did you hear?
Nje ukuthi ngicacelweke kulokho wezwa uqhuma kwesibhamu kangaki?
angikuzwanga ukuqhuma isibhamu saqhuma kangakho because ukuqhuma kwaso kwakuthatha masiqhuma because ikhishi lincane kwavaleka amadlebe enilanga balekela khona ekamereni so angazi amashot ukuthi abayingakhi.
I didn't hear as to when it went off, how many times it went off, because as I said that my ears are closed, or they were sort of blocked or closed, and because of the noise from the firearm, and I ran into the bedroom. So I cannot say as to how many shots went off.
Now, after Mr. Longetwala left the house, as you described when he pushed the first assailant aside, did you ever see him again?
Emuva kokuthi ke uLongwethwala waphuma endlini nanjengoba ushilo ke ukuthi waphusha omunye lo waye wamphusha wabe sephuma ke. Ingabe emuva kwalokho waphinda wambona futhi uLongwe? Emuva kokuthi ephushe lo waphuma waphinda wambona futhi emva kwalokho?
Ayangikhumbuli.
I can't recall. I don't remember seeing him.
Now, except for the car of the deceased, the BMW that you described, were there any other cars on the premises?
Ngaphandleni kwemoto ke yakhe uSenzo, iBMW okhulumile ngayo ngaba zayikhona ezinye imoto ezayisegcekeni.
Yeah, yayikhona imoto esegcekeni yayikhona.
Yes, there was a vehicle in the premises.
Yes, which one was it?
Kwakuyiphi?
Bekuyi polo red.
It was a red Polo.
Do you know to whom it belonged?
Uyazi ukuthi kwakuyimoto kabani le?
Ngicabanga ulalamba yena lo mfana uLonkozi iBM senza engaphambili. Then sekufikile umfana kwase kune polo la red.
Okay. I think that it belonged to Longwe because the BMW was in front, and now after this gentleman had arrived, there was now a Polo behind. Yes, a move of a BMW.
Yes.
There's a Polo behind the BMW.
Can you repeat? You said it could have belonged to whom?
I think Longwe, my lord. Yes.
Yes.
You mentioned.
Sorry.
Not that I think elakhe cause libe khona after kungene yena endlini ne.
Not that I think that it belonged to him, it was his because the Polo was there after he came into the house.
Ngalibona futhi nase Malbathi.
I also saw,
Sazi usuku lona lo party ngalibona nase Malbathi.
and I also saw the very same vehicle in Malbatin. I can't remember the day, but I saw it again in Malbatin.
Yeah.
You mentioned the daughter of the deceased, Tingo. Where was she during the incident?
Ngalesi sehlakalo ukhulumile ke ngendodakazi yakhe ke umufi uThingo. Ngalesi sehlakalo ke wayekuphi yena?
Uthingo ubese kamereni leli engibalekele kulo mina after kuqhuma isibhamu. Cause mangingena ekamereni ngafihla ifoni yami cause bekunezimpahla ngala ingubo. Ngala ka left mangingena ngala left kunombhede. So Uthingo wayeleli lapha and ubengaleli ubuthongo cause bese kuqhumela isibhamu wayesevukile. By the time ngiyolunguza efestereni bekunamabhatla cause bengifuna ukuphuma ngebhaki ngefesteri bekunebhatla. Uthingo besevukile ngala. Ngafihla ifoni yami engubeni ngala.
Tingo was in the very same bedroom that I ran into. When I ran into the bedroom, as I said, that I hid my phone because there was some stuff lying there, some blankets and some clothes, and I also wanted to get out of the window. And by that time she was awake because it was after the firearm had went off. So there was a bed on the left side, so she was on that bed.
Except for Tingo, the child, Tingo, were there any other children?
Ngaphandle kwakhe uThingo zazikhona ezinye izingane ngaphandle koThingo.
Yebo.
Yes.
Yeah, who was it?
Kwakuwubani?
Khona umntana kaKhili lo umfana.
Kelly's son.
And where was he during the incident?
Ngathi kwenzeka lokhu umfana lo kaKelly wayekuphi?
I think we said dining.
I think it was in the dining room. I think it was in the dining room.
Yes.
You mentioned that when the person, the first assailant, came to site where you were seated, he demanded money and cell phones.
Ushilo kubufakazi bakho ukuthi inkathi lona woqala ke engena lana nihlezi khona ke wafuna ama cell phones nemali.
Yes.
Yes.
Do you know if any of those items were taken?
Ingabe uyazi yini ke ukuthi kukhona kulokho awayekufuna awakuthatha noma okwathathwa?
Noma ngakubonanga ngezwa endlini, noma ngakubonanga mina.
Although I didn't see it, but I heard inside there at the house or in the house.
It's fine.
Yes.
Now, after the current suspects were arrested, did you attend any identification parade?
Emuva ukuthi ke laba ke abaphambi kwenkantolo manje ke beboshiwe ke khona iparade owaya kuyona.
Ayikho enye idiparate engingakuyo, i-one kuphela engakuyo ile sasekuyo kusanda kwenzeka la ayikho enye engingayathenda i-one kuphela.
There's no other ID parade that I attended. I only went to the one that I made mention of previously. Did not attend any other.
Now, are you able to recognize any of the accused before court?
No objection.
As a court, please.
There are no basis for that.
Yes.
As a court pleases, my lord, we've just laid the basis. The witness has indicated that he did not attend any identification parade after the suspects, the current suspects were arrested.
As a court, this is your lordship. The state is maneuvering, is misleading, confusing.
I can't hear
The
you.
state is confusing the witness, and the witness never said he didn't attend any ID parade after the accused were arrested. He said he attended only one ID parade, and the state should have followed up on that question.
My lord, can I also add? Thank you, my lord. My lord, the last question that was put to the witness, after the current suspects were arrested, did you attend any ID parade? And the answer was no. There is no other ID parade except the one I attended. There is no mention of the identity of the suspect or the accused who are before this court.
As a court pleases, we'll just follow it up perhaps with one more question.
Yes.
Yes. Now, Mr. Madlala, will you, if you were to, you've explained that you took part in the compilation of the identification kit, is that correct?
Ushilo ke ukuthi ke wawu ingxenye ke ya lo kwakudwetshwa lona okwenziwa lapha angithi wawukhona ke noma kwakuyinina ke obabechaza kathi kudwetshwa.
I-identification yokukhomba mhlambe fastereni ikhomba ukuthi yena umphakathi kwalaba or ngizama uku-understanda leyo.
I'm trying to understand now what is it what that you are referring to in ID parade where you have to point someone on the other side of the glass, or what are you referring
Yes, no,
to?
we're just referring to Exhibit J.
Sikhuluma ngalena-ke manje.
ole yobheka umuntu oh
Yes,
ayi nga-attenda nje la
I only attended here.
yes. So, except for your court attendance, have you had any other opportunity to identify the suspect?
Can you repeat it?
Yeah.
What's the question?
I'm sorry, my lord. The witness has said that this is the only occasion, or maybe the witness can just clarify the previous answer. Just clarify the previous answer.
Awusichazele again.
bengitshela ukuthi ubuza ukuthi ngaphandle angithakisa kobeka umuntu akhomba ukuthi ubeka abantu ukuthi uyena muphi phakathi kwalapha
Okay, asime lapho-ke.
bengitshela ukuthi ngikhuluma ngale nto bekade ngikhuluma ngokudweba lo
Okay. I was under the impression that you were referring to where you go to an identification parade and people are there and you've got to point someone there. That was the impression. Only to find out that you are referring to this.
Yes, okay. Let's take it one step at a time. Now, except for that one occasion that you described where you attended the identification parade, did you attend any other identification parade?
Ngaphandle,
Objection, my lord, the witness has already answered that.
Yes, well, just to clarify the aspect in light of what you've just said, did you attend any other identification parade?
No objection.
My lord, the state is trying to get clarity out of the witness. The witness said he needs clarity. That's what I'm trying to clarify, my lord.
What I like is they don't want you to repeat
Thank you,
Yes,
my lord.
that's fine.
questions and you allow forever for them to repeat.
Yes. Well, it's fine as long as it's clear on record.
They are showing how not to allow a person to repeat.
As a court, please, my lord, we'll leave it at that. And you've just mentioned that the next occasion when you had the opportunity to identify the suspect was when you compiled an identification kit.
ushilo-ke ukuthi elinye-ke ihlandlo wabanalo-ke ukuthi-ke uchazeke umsolo wakhe akungenkathi-ke kwakudwetshwa. Yes.
Are these the only two occasions that you've had the opportunity to identify the suspects
Yilawo
that you saw
mahlandla
on
amabili
the
kuphela
night of the
owabanawo-ke,
incident?
noma owaya kuwona-ke la kwakufanele uchaze khona-ke umsolo noma abasolo.
la besiyodweba kwi-ID parade besiyokhomba besingayiyodweba besiyokhomba ukuthi akekho yini mhlawumbe kula bantu ababekwe lapha abayitheni ababekwe lapha ngaphambili so la sasiyodweba
Here, it was with regards to drawings, and the other one was where there were 10 people and we had to point out if there was someone
Yes.
or were they there amongst those 10 that were there.
and la sadweba khona nala senza khona i-ID parade la sikhomba khona indawo ehlukene lezo
And
Sindawo
these were two different places where the identity kit was done and where the ID parade was done. It's not the same place, but two different places.
Yes. And these are the only two occasions that you had the opportunity to identify the suspects.
Yilawo mahlandla amabili kuphela-ke owaba nawo-ke noma owaya kuwona-ke lapha kufanele uchaze khona-ke noma uyakhomba noma uyadweba lapha kufanele uchaze khona-ke abasolwa noma
ya
umsolwa.
ilezo zikhathi zoyi-two
Only those two occasions.
My lord, we submit that sufficient basis has been laid for the next question that the state wants to ask. And we submit that that question should be allowed. I'll see my learned friend is on her feet. I'll just give her the opportunity
There you are.
to say her piece.
My lord, I was still waiting for the basis that the state was submitting.
He says he has laid the basis. He's saying, I have laid the basis.
The basis by referring to the identity kit, my lord, and the
You
identification
cannot
card.
ask me, yes.
That's where the objection arises.
Can we have Mshololo address first?
My Lord, the state has made a reference to two documents in terms of Exhibit J. There is facial image analysis report, and attached to that, I'm not sure whether the state intended to attach this document that is reflected there, which is referred to as witness Mtokozi Sitwala. I think this is part of the same exhibit. So it is not clear which basis is he referring to. The witness had indicated that on the first, on the incident of identification parade, he never identified anyone during the identification parade. So now the reference is made in terms of this exhibit to say he was able to draw someone and he gave features in terms of this exhibit. And he has never said as to who that person who had done what. Thank you, Madam.
Your Lordship, I'm trying to assist here. If let allow the state to ask the question, then we'll take it from there. We just want to hear the state question to the witness, then as the defense of 1 to 4, we'll take it from there.
Yes. My Lord, the state has asked the witness whether he can recognize any of the accused who are in court. That is the whole basis that elicited the objections from my learned friends. And if I can perhaps address the court on that aspect. I've compiled brief heads of argument, my Lord, on...
No, my Lord, before we go there, before we move on, my Lord, we want to know as to what the description that was given there is for whose person is being identified there. The first person, the second person is the person who did what, where?
Well, my Lord, my learned friends have been saying that questions should not be repeated, but the witnesses said that that is the person that he saw. They were asked to draw the person that they saw with dreadlocks. That's the evidence of the witness. But if they want the witness to repeat that, by all means. Exhibit K is Exhibit J, sorry, that is just described. Can you once again repeat what is it?
Uma uphinde nje uchazeke ukuthi lokho ukubona lapha ke ukuthi uchaze nje mala nalo bokusobadwethu.
Ngizochaza mhlawumbe ukuthini because
What-
ngivume ukuthi iyo le esasidweba khona le police station.
What should I say? Because I did mention that this is the one that was the identity that was drawn at the police station.
Yes, as which one?
Imuphi?
Kwakudwetshwa lo umfishane wedread kuye nongema egqoke ijacket engathi caramel nyana. Yeah.
This is the one that was drawn here was the one who had the firearm, who had this caramel jacket. He had dreadlocks and he was the short one.
Yes. Yes, my Lord, with that out of the way, can we then be allowed to proceed to the question that
Yes.
I was about to ask the witness?
Yes.
Yes. Now, the state asks you whether are you in the position to identify any of the suspects before court?
Kulaba phambi kwenkantolo ke uyakwazi ke noma yakhona ke ukuthi ke uchaze ukhombe noma identify ke kulaba abaphambi kwenkantolo manje.
If bengimele ngichaze kwayizolo bengizochaza nayizolo. Bengifuna ukuchaza nayizolo.
Even if I was allowed to mention it yesterday or to say it yesterday, I was even prepared yesterday to say it.
Yes, say.
It is why ngicelile ibreak ngaphumela ngaphandle.
Hence,
Benginyanyisa ukuba sendlini eyodwa nomuntu lo.
Hence I requested, can I just finish, Mr. One? Hence I requested that break yesterday, my lord, because what annoyed me yesterday was to be in the same room as that person.
Mr. Madala,
Yes.
what will help if you go to ask to answer the question asked?
Okay.
These other explanations will take us from the focus of the question he's asking. So the question he has asked, now go directly and answer them, if you have an answer.
Yes,
Yeah.
you can answer.
The obstruction, Your Lordship, to the line of questioning. The state asks that can the witness point any of the accused in the court? This question is vague. And more in particular, identification inside the court. I don't know where in the court, but the state said in the court is inadmissible and doesn't have value. Most importantly, because my clients who appear in this honorable court, 1 to 4, they were not taken to an identity parade. This issue was clarified very clear in the matter which appeared in the SCA, Your Lordship. If I will not go deeper in that matter because that is a matter of argument. If the state need to take it further, it will require a trial within a trial, which was also stated in that matter. For the benefit of everyone, I'll give the citation of that matter. Not to say, Your Lordship, I'm arguing the matter. I'm surprised that the state said they prepared heads of arguments. I don't know on what. The citation, Your Justice, the citation I'm mentioning here is to support my objection to this type of question. Is the state, is the appellant, which was in the SCA, Fanny Archibald in Demande versus the state? Is neutral citation is the state in brackets 248 of 2018, ZACSA, ZASCA, apologize, Your Lordship, 132, which was decided on the 30th of September 2019. I paused there. I just needed to make the point that what the state is attempting to embark on, it won't hold water. That's the court business.
Support, please, my lord. I think as it were applicant in the matter, we should be allowed to set out the basis on which we seek this evidence to be admissible. I've prepared brief heads of argument.
My lord, heads of argument on what?
On the type of evidence that the state seeks to admit. There's been an objection, and we want to motivate why this evidence should be allowed.
We have not been given those heads of arguments, my lord.
Yes.
The only question I would have for you is whether your colleagues have had
Yes.
time to look at your heads of argument so that they can be prepared.
Yes, my lord. I can argue now, and they can have the opportunity to reply
No, my
tomorrow.
lord, I object to that.
As a
We need to
conclusion.
have a look at the heads of the argument. Firstly, we need to be finished with the heads of the argument that the state is intending to bring before this honorable court. We don't even know what are the issues that the state is intending to introduce before this court. Therefore, we cannot be ambushed like that, my lord.
As a court, please, my lord, I've indicated that if the state is given the opportunity to amplify the issues that the state is seeking to raise, my learned friends will have the opportunity tomorrow or whenever to respond to this evidence that we intend leading. Therefore objected. Mr.
Is
Toban.
it something you'll be able to do in 3 minutes?
Yes, in the next 5 minutes or so, my lord.
I'm saying so because it's 3 minutes before
You know, the heads are very brief, my lord.
Objection, my lord. Heads on what? Heads of argument on what? Because we are still under the examination in chief of this witness.
Yes.
This witness has not submitted any heads of arguments. We're not addressing the court. We're not bringing any submissions before this court. We're on the examination in chief of this witness. Unless if the heads of arguments are part of the evidence of this witness.
My lord, a question has arisen as to the admissibility of certain evidence, and the state is now, there's been an objection. The state is now seeking to persuade the court to admit that evidence. And that is the reason why, my lord, we have prepared heads of argument to motivate as to why this evidence should be admissible. That's the long and short of it, my lord.
Yeah, my only worry is when you produce those heads and before your colleagues look at
Yes.
them,
Yes.
you want to address, saying no, they will read later.
Okay.
Because reading them might even empower them to even interject as you address. So to eliminate the element of ambush, finish them with the heads, indicate how we will be embarking onto that stage of the trial and what the objective
Yes.
is. Because, it's now 1 minute
To
adjournment.
Yes, by all means, my lord.
It will, I think it will call for answers if we want to compact this into the 1 minute against a call for them to look at the heads. It will look as if it is really intended for them not to see them before you address court.
By all means, my lord, we'll finish them with the heads now, and we can argue the matter tomorrow. As a
As the
court
court pleases, my lord.
As the court pleases, my lord. I'd like to make a request, Your Lordship, with due respect. I think we tried to clarify it. The state talks about,
I can't hear you.
the state talks about the heads. The heads emanate from where? The state maybe should have made whatever application they want to make, then they prepare their heads. Finally, with the permission of the court, I'd like to request the state to request the witness before the court tomorrow to come with his flight ticket, because I have questions emanating from that as the court pleases.
Agree, my lord.
Mr. Baloyi, you've heard what Mr. Toban is saying. You will supply them with the heads, but there are questions already. Heads towards what and things like those. I think we'll deal with that matter first thing tomorrow.
As a court pleases, my lord.
The court hasn't postponed yet, my lord.
The accused me, right? This case is postponed if the accused in custody is postponed overnight to the 15th of September 2020.
Cha sesisela kusasa ke ngabe kuyi-15 zikaSeptember kuwona lo nyaka.
Mr. Matala is warned to be informed tomorrow.
Kube khona ke mfethu kusasa uyezwa ka? inkantolo iqala ngo-10.
Yebo.
Understood, my
But
lord.
I think it also needs to be put on record that the defense requests the flight ticket before we resume with our cross-examinations. That the defense be provided with a flight ticket for the witness before we resume with our cross-examination.
As a court pleases, my lord, I don't see the relevance of that, but we can hear from our learned friends what is an unusual request. I don't know what the traveling arrangements have got to do with the witness, but we'll just hear what the reason is why they want to see the air ticket.
This is the flight in 2014. Was it 2014?
Yes, I think they're referring to the flight ticket of Monday.
Oh,
Of Monday, my lord, just
this Monday.
yes, the 12th. The court will recall that the witness wasn't here on Monday and we had to adjourn until Tuesday. They say they want to see the,
Yeah, maybe
the
they will
air ticket.
convince me tomorrow.
Yes,
We had issues with this witness,
yes,
which I understood to be linked to issues of safety.
yes,
Hence he is reluctant. Where was he?
yes.
I don't know how that becomes relevant, but I will get tomorrow before I can make an order for him to produce or not produce.
As a court pleases, my lord.
Thank you.